There are a number of reports that are available in the tracking system. Most of these will be site-specific, although the enrollment bar graph is showing all sites and your respective enrollments. So to access the reports, you log into the tracking system, and in the left navigation bar, there is a reports link. If you click on that, you'll see this list of reports. Again, that first one is the enrollment bar graph, which shows the enrollment at each site and how your site compares to the other sites. Then the other three reports are site-specific. So there's frequency of ineligibility reasons, retention report, and visual tracking report. Clicking on each of the links will open up the report. The frequency of ineligibility reasons report shows a summary of information from the screening form, showing how many people have been screened at your site, how many had eligible screens, and how many had ineligible screens. And among those that were ineligible, we show the breakdown of reasons. The retention report shows a summary of where participants are at your site. So again, it gives you the number of people who've been screened, the number who've passed the screening and consented, the number who've completed the baseline interview, and where they are in terms of the follow-up schedule and whether they've completed the chart review or not. The visual participant tracking report is probably going to be most useful in terms of day-to-day work at your site. This shows you a summary of every participant who's been enrolled at your site and gives you a some visual information about where they are, whether they've completed their baseline, whether they've completed their interviews and whether they're in window for them, how many encounters they've had to date, and what their most recent encounter date was. There is a very large footer at the end of this, which I'm not showing currently, but which you will see if you open up your site-specific report, which tells you what all of these symbols mean. So a check mark indicates it's done. The red X means that the interview wasn't done or was partially completed, but we don't have a reason for it in the scheduling form. So again, this is where it's really helpful to have information filled out on the scheduling form of the tracking system so that we can populate this report with the symbols indicating why certain things weren't done. If you have a visit that's due, you'll see that the word due will appear in bright blue letters, and that will help you remind you that you should schedule those and complete those. These reports update hourly at 10 minutes past the hour or thereabouts. So it's important to note that if you have the file open, that the refresh won't happen. So if you're not using the form, it's helpful to not have it open in a web browser, because having it open somewhere will mean that the system won't be able to refresh that report until all of those reports are closed. But they do update every hour, so it should not be very far behind